Tara Boyd, Director of Operations and Administration from Pure Mechanical. Tara has extensive training in women's leadership, coaching, and strategic influencing, and has transferred these skills into nonprofit organizations such as Girls Inc. and the YWCA Durham. At the end of Tara's session, she will be drawing a random name to win a $100 e-gift card to a store of your choice. I'm just going to get Tara all set up right now.
Tara Boyd with Pure Mechanical, and want to talk to you about a survey I did in women in skilled trades in Ontario and see what barriers we can uncover according to social media. Before we get into it, you will see a poll with 3 questions around your experiences within your own workplace. So if you could fill those out, we will get to them at the end. Quickly in the agenda, I'll do a quick little spiel about myself. We'll go through the survey results, talk about the current landscape, the benefits of having women in skilled trades, and how all of us on this Zoom call can help. There we go. A little bit about me. I have a Bachelor of Arts in English from Dalhousie University and went on to Durham College in Human Resources Management. From college, I got employed at Scotiabank in Human Resources. I spent 6 months there, realized I did not like human resources at all. And they moved me into marketing and channels. So I was very fortunate to spend 15 years there with them. My husband at the time, or it still is, started opening up Pure Mechanical, and I just helped the company grow with him. Started off doing billing, invoicing, taking calls. Now I'm doing finance and operations, and that'll change again shortly. In the community, you'll see that I really enjoy anything that has to do with women. So currently I'm the membership director for Durham Region Roller Derby. I'm the past president for the YWCA Durham. And I volunteered at Girls Inc., helping inspire young girls to be strong, smart, and bold. That is my favorite. In the professional development world, I've spent a lot of time through Scotiabank in women in leadership training, coaching, and strategic influencing, really days and days of training and sitting at tables, how to speak in front of men, how to act in front of men, how to sit in a chair in front of men. My extracurriculars, a lot of sports. I'm currently huge into the roller derby. I'm trying the yoga thing, but I look at my extracurriculars and I think, how do I have time for work? So my current role at Pure Mechanical is working in finance and operations. So we have admin staff that do a lot of the billing. I oversee that, do financial health checks, and we've had a couple of merger and acquisition opportunities. So I've really dissected the other companies' numbers. On the operations side, I'm responsible for the service quoting. So I really have to connect with the guys, know the language, how the parts work, what they're doing. I dish the work out and I deal with the workflow processes. Right now, we're going through a really cool initiative where everything is paper-based in the industry. So it's how do we stop the guys from handing in hundreds of pieces of paper for every payday and getting it digitized. So why am I personally not in the skilled trades, you might ask? It wasn't an option when I was in high school, going back 25 years. Back then, we were still speed nurses and teachers. Guys got shop, we got home ec. And who knows, I might still yet. I actually love the industry so much. I've been working with some of the colleges and the guys and their clients, and I think maybe I'll do it one day. But why the survey? I'm a real big proponent on women supporting and empowering each other. I think we all need to recognize the barriers, but not just that, we need to action them. And assumptions on female roles within companies. So I too am guilty of calling a supplier, and when a female asks or answers the phone asking for the parts counter, she might actually be in the parts. Because I still answer the phone for Pure Mechanical and do everything else in the background, I have encountered a lot of sexism and stereotypes myself. Just recently, I've had a couple of different customer conversations. One said, "Can I speak to somebody higher up?" Another said, "I should probably explain this to a man who knows what I'm talking about." I proceeded to explain to him that his pool heater needed a thermocouple change, and just to let him know that I did know what I was talking about. And my favorite, "I'm going to tell your boss he needs to bring you coffee and donuts to keep you ladies happy with your jobs. Every good boss should do that." This brings us to the survey. The potential reach was about 6,000 people. I don't personally know 6,000 people, but I added this simply to my friends list and my Facebook and my LinkedIn. And I posted it once on the Durham Women's Network. They loved this. So you will see that a lot of women have responded to this. Respondent demographics, as it should, 99% reside in Ontario, which is good because it's an Ontario survey. 96% were female, the ones who actually want to hear from, but also contributed to from the Durham Region Women's Network. Women in skilled trades. So the first question was, how many women do you know in a skilled trade? 39% knew no women in a skilled trade. 29% knew one, and 15% knew two. So 83% of all survey respondents know two or less women employed in a skilled trade. Now, the higher end of this scale, the 10% that do know 5 or plus women, I suspect are the ones currently working in a trade. In a lot of the responses, you could tell there were a couple of people already in the trade. Male or female, I don't know. And then women in red seal trades. How many women do you know in a red seal trade? 87% said they knew none. But 50% almost actually do know what it is. So for anyone who might be on the call that doesn't know what a red seal trade is, I did put the definition there. It is a trade that requires certification or endorsement, and it requires an apprenticeship program. So there's a lot of different trades that are included in this, from bricklayer, carpenter, HVAC to hairstylist. What was more concerning is that 74% of the survey respondents did not know that there is pay scale equity in red seal trades. This is what we as women have been pushing for in life. We want pay scale equity. So here we actually have red seal trades that we can get it. Recommending skilled trades. 78% said that they would be likely to recommend a skilled trades for their daughter. And then we have some unsure and not likely. Not many people agree that they would not recommend it. But the comments that came along with it, it is almost like it could be reversed. That 78% were not likely to recommend it. And we'll go through some of the comments coming up in the barriers. In terms of job security, again, like the last slide, 80% felt there was job security for women in skilled trades. But in looking at the comments, everybody had some sort of comment to do with job security. So I wondered if really, they just clicked yes, but they really felt no. Some of the reasons they didn't feel there wasn't job security is stereotyping. So women are stereotyped to have lower physical strength or higher emotional levels. Pregnancy was an ongoing issue throughout all of the comments and feedbacks on the survey. Women cannot lift when pregnant, and they take maternity leave. Now, we'll leave the maternity leave thing up for Employment Standards Act, and we can probably take a look at what we might need to do on the not being able to lift while you're pregnant. There is no job security anywhere. That was another recurring theme. So It is COVID environment that this went on. No surprise, a lot of feedback saying the same thing. On the barrier side, 4% felt that the job was too dangerous, physically, mentally, and subject to sexual harassments. 7% felt the job was too tough, that women are inferior in strength, stature, and intelligence. 9% thought the job is too rough, especially around work sites. They wouldn't want to expose themselves to the foul language on job sites or have to use dirty washrooms. And then 80% felt the barrier was stereotyping and perception. The world is still there's still sexism towards women in the skilled trades, and the trade itself is still an old school boys club. Some of the additional barriers that were in there, trades are run and taught by men only. They're not seeing women in the education facilities. Pregnancy again came up, unable to perform physical duties. What would their job be like? Where do you put them in the office? How do companies afford to pay them while they're in there? Parents that think trades is still not good enough for their daughter, the old school mentality that university first, and our own hiring practices within our own companies and difficulty finding apprenticeships. So in asking everybody who responded to this survey, how can we overcome these barriers? Education, educating right from a young age, educating the current workplaces and men especially, promoting and marketing to women. There are a few places that do a really good job, and the Ontario College of Trades has a great website for that. Women supporting women, as we should support each other. Contribute to cultural change, provide a safer work environment, incentivize both the women to apply to become a woman in skilled trades, and incentivize the companies to accept them. And then hold companies accountable. So it's easy for us to have a policy written that we'll have diversity in women in the workplace, but do we action it? The current landscape. So this number is kind of floated around 10 to 14% of of apprentices in Canada are registered as women. There's a few people on this call, I've seen names that will have much better stats. I don't claim to be a statistician or anything like that, but Stats Canada said in 2015, 1 in 10 registered apprentices are female, and that's concentrated in female-dominated trades. Remember, that could be hairstylists. It could be electricians. But what from we know, it doesn't look like it's HVAC. When we look at the local 787 numbers, there's 3,500 members. There's currently 5 women working in the trade under local 787. That's less than 1% of the union is female. Why do we need women in a skilled trade? Well, there's currently a shortage of skilled laborers in Canada, so women can backfill these positions. We bring diversity. We bring fresh and different perspectives. We can be role models for the future generation. If we make change now, it will sustain it going forward. And let's face it, we just need to support each other. How can all of us on this Zoom call help? Let's commit to addressing barriers to women in HVAC-R. Let's implement and action diversity and harassment in the workplace policies. Let's support charities and organizations that promote and empower women. Girls Inc., great example. And let's support and encourage each other. So now I just want to look at the poll results, which is, do you experience gender in your workplace? 56% said yes, that is huge. 7 not sure, and 37% no. Does your company organization have any women in the fields or on the tools? So pretty close there, 41% yes and 48% No. And I can tell you at Pure Mechanical, it's a zero. We have office staff and myself. No women on the tools, unfortunately. And does your company or organization have marketing and recruitment initiatives geared specifically to increase women in skilled trades? Less than a quarter actually do. So maybe next year when we're talking about this, we can see if these numbers can increase.